morning students, welcome back in the next video of bio. Students, today we will do the chapter number 2 of biology, that is the flower. In this chapter we are going to study about the flower, pollination, fertilization, fruit, seed and germination. First of all, we will study about the structure of the flower. But we should know what is flower. Flower is generally attached to the stem by a stalk called the pedicel. Flowers are different in color, size and shape, but their basic structure remain the same. So we should know that flower has 4 whorls, means 4 parts. First one is the sepal. Sepal is the green part, and most important function of the sepal is to protect the flower in the bud stage. When it didn't blossom, that time the sepal helped to protect it. Second one is the petal. Petals are the large showy parts which are colorful and attractive, so that they can attract insect towards them. Next, third whorl is the stamen, which is also known as the male part. You can see, and in different flowers there can be more than one stamen also. Stamen is made up of 2 parts. The upper part, which is bilobed, they are known as the anther, which contains the pollen grains. Pollen grains means small dust-like particles which contain the male cells. And second long part is known as the filament. Next, third type of whorl is the carpel, which is also known as the female part, and it is divided into 3 parts. You can see here, this is the elongated part. First topmost part is known as stigma. The pollen grains generally shed on it, and this is the style tube-like structure. And then this swollen part is known as the ovary, where the actual fertilization occurs. So we have studied about the structure of the flower, and you should know how to draw the structure and label it. So basically all the flowers have same basic structure. They are divided into 4 whorls mostly. First one is the sepal, that is the green part. Second is the petal, which is large, showy and attractive. Third is the stamen, which is also known as the male part. And fourth one is the carpel, which is known as the female part. Students, there are 2 types of flowers. One is bisexual and second one is a unisexual. From name itself it is clear that bi means 2. Means in bisexual plants they have both the reproductive parts, male and female. Examples: rose, china rose, petunia, etc. Means these flowers have both the male and female part in them. And second one is the unisexual flower. Uni means single, means they have either male or the female part, means either stamen or the carpel. And they are divided into male and female flowers, such as in papaya. Male flowers if only present, male flowers if only stamen is present, and we call it female flower if carpels are present. Next, now we will study about what is pollination. So beta, what is pollination? We know that pollen grains are dust-like fine yellow particles which released from the anthers or the male part stamen of a flower on maturity. When the flower mature, the anther or stamen, actually the anther, it bursts and the pollen grains come out from it. The transfer of pollen grain from anther of a flower to the stigma of a flower is called the pollination. Means from male part, means pollen grains transfer from anther to the stigma, and this process is known as the pollination. So what is pollination? The transfer of pollen grains from anther of a flower to the stigma of a flower is called the pollination. After the pollen grains are shed from the anther, they can reach to the stigma of a flower by number of means that we will discuss later on. First we will discuss about the pollination. There are 2 types of pollination. One is known as a self-pollination and second one is known as the cross-pollination. Better see the figure 2.13. You can see what is self-pollination and the cross-pollination. When the pollination occurs between the same flower or the same plant, that is known as a self-pollination. Here you can see the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the same flower, or same plant different flower. This is known as a self-pollination. And when we talk about the cross-pollination, pollen grains, transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the anther of the second flower. You can assume that this is plant A and plant B. In self-pollination, the pollination occurs between the flowers of the plant A. That is known as self-pollination. And when we talk about the cross-pollination, the pollination occurs between plant A and B of the same species. If it is rose, then both should be rose. If it is marigold, both plants should be of marigold. Self pollination mostly do not require any external agents. What are the agents we will discuss later on. And in cross pollination we need different types of agent like wind, insects, birds, animal, etc. Next example of the self pollination: mango, banana, China rose. And the example for the cross pollination is the rose, coriander and the drumsticks. Now we will discuss about the agents of the pollination. Agents means the way from which the pollination occur. First, pollination by the wind means in this type of process the pollen grains are transferred through the wind, and generally it happens in the plants like maize, rice and grasses. Because they have very light and dry pollen grains, their petals are not showy, means they are not able to attract the insect, and they produce the pollen grain in large amount. Why? Because when they are transferring from one plant to other, maybe all the pollen grains cannot reach to the stigma of the next flower, so they have to produce in large amount. And next, they have the feathery and sticky stigma so that they can catch the pollen grains from the wind. So pollination by wind, example maize, rice, grass. And the features of the pollen grains, they have or the features of the plants which pollinated through wind: they have dry and light pollen grains, they produce large amount of pollen grains, and they have the feathery and sticky stigmas to catch the pollen grain. But our next type of pollination is by water, and these type of pollination generally occur in the aquatic plants, means the plants which grow in water like hydrilla and Vallisneria. Here you can see first is for wind pollination. You can see in the maize plant, these are the female flowers and these are the male flowers. And next, in the aquatic plant pollination by water, you can see the Vallisneria is one of the example. You can see these are the male flowers which release the flowers, and flowers float on the surface of the water. And you can see female flowers are above the surface of the water, so these flowers or the pollen grains reach to the stigma of the female flower, and then the fertilization occur. So what are the features of the pollen grains of water pollinated flowers? Flowers are small and lightweight so that they can easily float on water. Pollen grains are very light and produce in large amounts so that at least they can reach to the flower. The Vallisneria, the female flower, has long coiled stalk, you can see, which come to the surface of the water, and they get pollinated by the pollen grains shed on the shed from the male flowers on the female flowers. Third, pollination by animals. So generally in the flowers which are very attractive, showy and having the nectar inside them, they generally pollinated through the insects like bees and butterflies. And example, rose, marigold, sunflower, China rose are the example of the insect pollinated or animal pollinated plants. And what are the features? These pollinated flowers are large and brightly colored so that they can attract the insects or butterflies. A number of them have sugary nectar. Generally they have the nectar, honey like substance, so that they can attract the insect toward them. And then flower has sticky pollen grains so that when the insects sit on their flowers, these pollen grains stick to the different body parts of the insects.